Well, T.J McConnell has ice in his veins and is just quite simply built different. I think that's just an established fact at this point. So, yeah, but let's get into this because this was actually a really fun game to watch, and it was good to see us break our losing streak at home. Just a nice game. We haven't talked about the refs in a while, and that's a good thing. But today, we had a free throw differential of 40 to 17. 40 to 17. Not the worst I ever saw. The worst I ever saw was 40 to 7. But this is one of the worst I have seen. Not saw. This is one of the worst I've seen. That 40 to 7 was against the Hornets a few years back. But 40 to 17 is terrible. And it's not like the Timberwolves have anybody that's notorious for drawing fouls, like a Jimmy Butler or a Kyrie Irving or a Kevin Durant or a James Harden, or Paul George. Nobody like that really tries to draw fouls that often. At least I don't think D'Angelo Russell usually, like D'Angelo Russell. I don't. Those guys aren't really known for drawing fouls. So just kind of interesting. I'm not saying that it affected the game. I mean, no, it did. It definitely affected the game. But I'm not saying that it was rigged or biased or anything. But what I am saying is the refs were very inconsistent. It was bad. But yeah, that's just it. They did a better job at certain times. It's just maybe with foul shots they were a bit softer. With other things they were better, but with foul shots they were just a bit softer. The defense did not look as good with Miles Turner in it, as we know. Yeah, it's hard when the defensive player of the year candidate is not in the lineup. But we still played decent defense. I mean, Keelan Martin, oh my goodness, that guy has serious hops. I don't know how I haven't seen it before and like nobody's talked about it, but Keelan Martin has some serious hops. Um, and he's a solid defender. Jakar Sampson, he had a good game on the defensive end. T.J McConnell, he had 2 steals, the regular T.J McConnell type thing. Justin Holiday, Edmund Sumner, those guys as usual played good perimeter defense. But it's just certain times we could have used some length at the point guard position when getting loose balls because they were just out of reach of guys like Sumner or McConnell, and that's where Brogdon really helps. But that is what it is. Yeah, we actually played good defense for having Brogdon, Sabonis, and Turner all out, who are all solid defenders. So it just kind of sucks, but we still played solid defenses. It was nice. The offense was good. You had T.J. McConnell, Jakar Sampson, Goga Batadze, T.J. Karis LeVert, Justin Holiday. Already said Aaron, right? TJ, Jakar, Goga, LeVert, Justin Holiday, Aaron Holiday. Who else? I might have been it. No, Doug McDermott and Jeremy Lamb. I think we had at least like 7 or 8 guys that were in double digits. And Keelan Martin still played good. He had like 5 points. O'Shea Brissett, he got some playing time. There were times where I would have liked to see him subbed in, and we'll get into that because this is the first time that I'm bringing in the coaching segment for Nate because I do have just a little thing that I want to talk about with O'Shea Brissett. We'll get into that there. But really, everybody had a solid offensive performance. T.J. McConnell, he had 15 assists. 15. Man, like he's a candidate for maybe breaking the franchise record for assists in a game. he's really good. And when the guys around him are clicking, he gets a ton of assists, and he can find the open man. He's a shot creator. And as we know, T.J McConnell has ice in his veins. He is built different. He is the GOAT. He is just built different. He has ice in his veins. He hits the big shots. He's just built different. But yeah, like whenever I see, but like I need to talk about this. Let's rewind there. Whenever I see Justin Holiday or Edmund Sumner shoot a three, it is just their shot motion is so fluid and nice, and it just is so satisfying to see that ball switch through the net. Because their jump shot is just really fluid. It's one smooth motion altogether. Karis LeVert, he doesn't shoot as many threes, and he's not as consistent. Oh, I'm not gonna say he's not as consistent. I haven't really looked at his percentages, but it's not the same. He still hits threes very well, and he still is good. His shot motion isn't as smooth, it feels like. But watching Justin Holiday and Edmund Sumner shoot threes, they are smooth. And Justin Holiday, we definitely need to keep him here because he's the perfect guy for this roster. His nickname is Mr. Versatility for a reason. When guys get injured, he can come in. He can play as shooting guard. He can play small forward. He can even play undersized power forward, which he has done multiple times when guys like Miles or Domas get in foul trouble. He will come in and play undersized power forward, and he's not that bad at it. He can play three positions. That he can hit inside shots, outside shots, and he's a good perimeter defender. It's just his interior defense, not the best. That's his only problem with playing power forward, is his interior defense is not the best. But he's really good for a team like this where guys are getting in injuries and they're getting in foul trouble and stuff. It's a good thing he signed a 3-year deal. On to the next segment. So I brought up the coaching segment because so at the end of the third, there was like 2 minutes and 22 seconds left, I think, is when he subbed in Goga. It was the end of the third, and I said this out loud. I said, we have a sizable lead. We had like a 15-point lead. And Goga already has a few fouls. And if he gets in foul trouble, then O'Shea's going to have to play the rest of the game. Because Jakar's in foul trouble. And I'm thinking, if Goga picks up a foul, that's going to look really bad. Because we could have subbed O'Shea Brissett in for just the final 2 minutes. I mean, that time that he was in before for 2 minutes, he was definitely not a liability. He was good. He was moving around the court. He got a rebound. He moved the ball around. He was a good player. He wasn't a liability. So why wouldn't we sub him in those last 2 minutes of the third quarter? Like, if anything, he would have made shots. He wouldn't have cost us shots. He's actually a solid defender. And then Goga got a foul. Luckily, that didn't play in a lot in the fourth quarter. But if he got in foul trouble in the fourth quarter and we could have avoided that foul at the end of the third, and that cost us the game, that would really not look good at Nate. So just in the future, maybe make a smarter substitution. That's just me. Maybe he wanted to try, every point is valuable. And I mean, in a game like this, yes, every point was valuable. But O'Shea Brissett, he can make buckets. So just give him a bit more of a shot next time. I don't know. On the next one. Okay, so the summary. There's not much left. I went over everything. I wanted to talk about Justin Holiday's versatility, and I kind of did that on the offensive segment. I already talked about Coach Nate. Other than just that one part, he did a very good job with rotations. He didn't overplay anybody. I feel like he subbed in people at the right time. Other than that, he drew up smart plays. He managed this lineup well. He's done a good job with this lineup when there are a lot of injuries, and very few coaches can do that. And it's good when the Pacers can get coaches like that can make a lineup work with guys that he knows work well together when there's a bunch of injuries. My main concern with this lineup, though, is like we saw in the Bulls game, when we don't have a guy like Domas out there, because even Miles, even though he is a post player, he still is good in a fast-paced offense. But against a team like the Bulls, where they slow it down, we're bad when we don't have Domas out there and another team slows down. Because we can only play fast-paced. But with Domas, our offense isn't as predictable because we can slow it down to it and give it to him in the post. So just some food for thought for those of you who are thinking about trading Domas. It'll be a lot easier to stop our defense if we trade away the one guy that we can, slow down the offense with every once in a while and win games. Because without him, our offense is a lot more predictable. It's fast-paced, three-point shooting, sometimes give it to Miles in the post. And when teams like the Bulls do what they did, where they slowed down the pace, we're screwed. So, just something to think about when talking about Domas and his value to the team. He adds just that extra level of unpredictability to our offense and our defense, because he's still a solid post defender. So, sometimes it gives Miles the ability to go out in the perimeter and defend perimeter shots and leave Domas in the post, because if they pass it into the post, Domas is still there and he can still block the shot. But yeah, it's a good thing the Timberwolves are also a fast-paced team and a bad team. That's kind of playing in part for why we won. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and I will not be able to make any video on sports on Friday. So that's the Tigers game and the Pacers game. There will not be a video. I'm going to watch those games still, but I will not be able to make a video because I will be in the forest camping. Yeah, as you do. Saturday, though, they might come out later. Okay, there is a NASCAR race. If you don't know, I am a NASCAR fan. I don't make videos on it yet. I might. But I know the Tigers game happens like an hour before, so when that gets over, I might wait a little bit to make the video. I don't think the Pacers play until Sunday, because they play Friday, and then they get a 1 day break on Saturday, and they come back on Sunday. So I'll definitely be able to make a video on them, but that Tigers video might be a bit delayed. But on Saturday, we're a go for videos. Friday, no go. And I might miss a few games. Well, I don't know if I'll miss a few games, but some uploads might be delayed or possibly not happen because I have my own broadcasting gig with my school for a few games in baseball, so a bit of a humble brag there. Not my first time doing it. I got to broadcast one game for basketball in February, but just a bit of a humble brag. I got a broadcasting gig because I'm built different. But yeah, see you guys next time.
Love on each other, as in tell each other they love. I don't know who the person is. So the fuck you doing? The fuck you doing? Dumbass. My bad, y'all. That just pissed me